begin.
All right, welcome back. This is episode 2, and I am really, really excited to have you all back. I'm Zeffelin, of course. This is Empress. And we want to, invite you all on our journey. Wingz Alwayz is a journey. Making 100 CEOs is a journey. And we want you all to be a part of that journey and to help us along the way and learn from this journey and grow with us. So tonight, we do have a special guest. It's kind of a surprise guest. And we're really excited about it. And but we want to talk a little bit before we go into our guest. I want to talk a little bit about Wingz Alwayz and that movement. What Wingz Alwayz is. Wingz Alwayz is a social venue. We call it an ultimate social venue. And one of the reasons that it's ultimate is because it's a place where you can go and you can have everything in one spot. For instance. Yep. Go ahead.
Entertainment, good food, just something that you can enjoy with your family or friends, and your kids can be in a safe environment if you need to bring them along. So
it's an ultimate social venue. So it's a place where when you walk through that gate, when you come into Wingz Alwayz and you come through that gate, you have food for everybody. We have Indonesian, we have soul food, we have vegan, and we have, of course, the staple, Wingz Alwayz, any way you want it. Then we have entertainment. We have a main stage on top. We have a shell stage out on the courtyard. So we'll always have entertainment every day of the week. Inside, we'll have comedy. We'll have jazz, we'll have R&B, we'll have country. So anytime you walk through that gate, there's going to be a comfortable spot for you to go, or for your friends to go, or for you all to all go together and just experience different things. A lot of times, we go out and we're like, man, I want to go downtown, but there's only one type of restaurant downtown. Or I want to go to eat, but then I want to leave and go and eat, but I don't want to wait in line to go to the next spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's just
different options. They're all in one spot. Just come in and you got your food, your entertainment, like you said, the comedy, and just even a place for your kids, which I know that's important for a lot of people, is our kids. We want to go out and have a good time without having to worry about our kids. Well, they'll be there in a safe environment, just, a few steps away from you.
So Wingz Alwayz is going to be different than you've ever seen. It's going to be exciting. We're excited about it. And Oklahoma City, which we have embraced, Oklahoma City, is our kickoff spot. Oklahoma City is that city that is probably one of the best kept secrets. You guys are going to hear me say that. And I'm going to shine light on that secret because it's one of the best kept secrets. When I came to Oklahoma City, before I came to Oklahoma City, I was like, Oklahoma City, man, what's in Oklahoma City? Right.
Nothing.
Cowboy, dirt. Big trucks, monster trucks. That was my impression of Oklahoma City. And I was in Florida, and I was in Central Florida. So, although Central Florida isn't what everybody thinks, but I was in Central Florida. So when I came to Oklahoma City, I remember the first time, I touched down and I went out downtown, and I was just going to get something to drink and have a good time. And my eyes just was on everywhere. I was like, first of all, it is so many of us here, and different shades, different colors, different heights, different sizes. everybody was beautiful, young, old. You know, I was really impressed with the culture that we had in Oklahoma City, because I didn't even know there was a black culture in Oklahoma City. And then there's a white culture in Oklahoma City and Asian culture. So we really have a, a complete city that embraces everybody. A lot of cities struggle with that. A lot of cities struggle with the east side getting along with the west side, or the north side getting along with the south side. You know, and we're still in that realm of supporting each other, and everyone gets along. Someone from the east side ain't mad at somebody from the west side, you know. So I enjoy that about that city. And whenever you think about, you know, where do I want to raise my child? You know, you have to have a place in mind that, you know, is going to give your child an opportunity, that's going to keep your child safe, that's going to have great schools, and, you know, that's just not so big that you're going to always be worried. And Oklahoma City encompasses all of those things. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's not too slow. It's not too fast. It's like just the right medium where it's like you're comfortable enough and you still have the, you know, the platform to expand in whatever direction you're going to, whether it's musically, business wise, or, you know, just being here with your family. We have a lot of military here.
Yes, it is a big military town.
Yeah.
It's probably 4 or 5 air bases or military bases within, you know, 100 miles of each other. I think we have 2 right here in the city. And then I know there's one in Lawton, which is probably an hour away. There's one in Tulsa. So we have a lot of military bases, you know, right around. So a lot of retired military, a lot of active military. So it's a beautiful city. Like I said, I'm going to shine a light on this best kept secret that we've had here in Oklahoma City. So, Eric, are you from Oklahoma City?
I'm originally from Mississippi. I was born there, but I was raised here.
Okay, so how old were you when you got to Oklahoma City?
I was super young. Really? I was like, you know.
So what was your experience growing up here?
Growing up, well, I grew up next to some people that were from Africa.
Okay.
You know, they were the K part. Okay. And I mean, we were really close, and then we had the regular folks that was down the street. We had some Asians, some Hispanics. It was just like all on the, you know, everybody was just blending in together, kids having fun together. And then I moved to the east side, from like kind of the Middale area, and we moved to the east side, and then that's where I grew up. I went to Northeast, and I mean, it was really good, you know, good people. Everybody coming from California to even people from Alaska was coming down. So it had I had a good childhood growing up, you know. And I did concurrent enrollment and, I mean, plenty of opportunities. So.
And that's what I like about this. And the traffic. I mean, 5 to 6. That's about it.
It's not even 5 to 6. It's more like 4:45 to about 5:30.
Okay. I will go with that.
By the time 6, you know, close to 6.
Right. It's over.
It's done.
It's over.
Not like California.
So you can actually have a conversation with your wife or your husband on the way home, and by the time, you know, you done talking, traffic is loosened up and you can go where you're going. So Oklahoma City is a city that you all have got to come and see. You got to see it for yourself. You got to touch down and see it for yourself. We have museums. We have everything here. It's one of those cities that, you know, you can get around in pretty easily and you'll have a really good time. It's a nice weekend getaway. So one of the things that I wanted to bring, because I'm not from the city. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up in Charleston, Missouri, which is a small town outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And I traveled all over the world with the past company I was with. So I was able to to see what a city can grow into and what a city, how it elevates. And one of the things that I think about Oklahoma City is that we're right at that cusp of, we have a lot of things to do, but we haven't elevated to that next level. And Wingz Alwayz is one of those things that's going to take us to that next level. It's one of those places that when you come to the city and when you have family and when you bring people, there's that one place that everybody in your group is going to have a good, memorable time.
Excellent time.
Mm-hmm. My name is Zeffelin-Wrice. I began my restaurant career when I was 15 years old. I started in fast food, but casual dining is where I fell in love with the business. My philosophy is simple. Customers have plenty of options where they can eat, but we will always guarantee you a positive dining experience. That's why I want to introduce the world to the ultimate social venue, Wingz Alwayz. Wingz Alwayz features delicious chicken wings prepared with many sauces and cooking options. We'll also feature local favorites to pay homage to your hometown. We'll even have other cuisines on site: soul food, vegan, Mexican, all around the world, Indonesian delights. As you see, we don't just stop at delicious wings. Wingz Alwayz will have an atmosphere like none other. Every location will feature performance spaces to entertain our guests. We'll have gathering places to meet with friends and family. We'll provide spaces to feature and promote local and worldwide artists. We're not just a restaurant, we are a destination, the ultimate social venue. How we construct our locations and their impact on our environment is also our top priority. Wingz Alwayz locations are engineered from recyclable shipping containers. These sustainable building blocks are structurally sound and environmentally friendly. Finally, the most exciting facet of our brand is our radical approach to ownership. It's not all about how much money you have in your bank account. Potential owners can provide a sweat equity investment to qualify for their ownership. Franchisees will invest their time and their energy in a rigorous leadership training program. So if you qualify to work at a Wingz Alwayz, you qualify to own a Wingz Alwayz franchise. We want to go beyond serving our communities to building our community. Friends, family, customers, anyone I've come in contact with, you have felt the excitement of this project and understand the time, the patience, and the attention to details that I've put into this. Please help make this dream our reality. $50 is a great start, but anything helps. This project takes a great deal to fund, so please share and challenge all of your friends and family to join in this ultimate social venue that will be like no other, and only you will be responsible for making it possible. Thank you in advance, and I look forward to working for you. Right. So we're excited about bringing Wingz Alwayz to the city. We're excited about the city embracing Wingz Alwayz, and we're excited that you all are on this journey with us. So listen, tonight we have a special guest. We have a first guest. We'll try to bring you guys a guest every time. Tonight we have this amazing artist. Okay, I discovered this artist here in Oklahoma City, and one of the things that we're gonna do is start letting you be a part of that culture of Oklahoma City that has all the artists and has all the talent that's been untapped. It hasn't been, let loose yet, but it's about to be let loose. So I have this artist, amazing artist. Okay, when I first heard him, I was like, man, what is that? What is that? And I was like, he played this one song for me, and I've been trying to buy that song from him forever. And he would not sell it to me. And I'm like, bro, what can I do? I want that song. I want this song. So listen, I want to introduce you guys to the next best thing, and he's on my podcast first. I had him first. I got the first interview. I want to introduce you guys to T-CHAP, and he is also our producer. T-CHAP, come on in. Come on in.
Since searching through my wounds, that you brought to me, girl, they all inside of my moves, so I can't see clear. All these moments and memories, I can't get over it at all, baby. It's driving me crazy, and it's sad 'cause you're the one I wanted, but it seems like you don't want me. I gave you real love, but you put off on the plug, and sadly the plug was all me. I'm about to let you walk, spread your wings, baby, fly free, and please fly freely. And know that when you see me flying higher, you're the one that walked away from me. My heart, rip me apart, says your love is real, you never run. I don't know why I believed your lies.
Come on in.
And the podcast.
You can sit right here in the middle.
You can figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, here we go.
So everybody. So I don't know if I'm still in this, but this is T-CHAP. And one of the things that I liked about this brother is when I first met him, I was selling cars at the time. And he had brought his family in. And, they were out shopping for a car. They needed a bigger car. And so it's just, you can meet people sometimes and they just have this genuineness about them. They have this aura about them. Somebody who's dedicated to his family, someone who loves his children and has a story. And you know that he has a story, and you know he has a good story. And, you just instantly make a connection. I instantly made a connection with this brother. And let me tell you, I chase him down all the time because he's a busy man. I'm like, hey, I need you, so.
I try, bro.
So, welcome.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, tell us about yourself. So, tell us, who is T-CHAP?
Who am I? Honestly, just a normal guy who had a pretty tough upbringing. Mm-hmm. That really, really transformed who I was at the time, and kind of like helped me see life in a different avenue. I thought everything was good. When you're a little kid, you think life is beautiful,
right?
Because you don't get to see the struggles from your parents. You don't get to see if you're rich or not. You don't really know all that.
But nowadays, the kids, they know.
Well, yeah, back then though, it's pretty tough to like pick up on it because my mom did a good job at like hiding it. So
right.
She did everything for us. But yeah, man, it's pretty tough though. When I look back at all the struggles, look back at everything that happened to us. Like when I was a third grader, my dad he committed armed robbery and some more crimes, and I got the same name as he got. So I'm a junior. So when I seen his face all over the news in my hometown, and like when I went to school after it all happened, like everybody knew who it was my dad because we shared the same name.
Right.
And so with every mistake that I made, like people always reference like you're gonna end up just like him. You're gonna end up in prison just like him. You're gonna be the monster that people seen him for because he committed some heinous crimes. So
right.
And like I had to live with that on my shoulder, as far as well as like trying to be a man amongst everything that's happened to you, and then people are counting on you to fail. Yeah. So it's a lot to deal with.
Right.
Like the cards were stacked against you.
Yeah, from an early age.
So when did you fall in love with music?
That's weird, man, because I didn't start writing music until I was like 15. Okay. I always had a love for it though. Like I hear someone was like, man, that was amazing. I wonder who wrote that. Mm-hmm. I always ask that question. But I never gave music a shot for myself though. I was actually coming home from church one day, and I had this mentor in my life at the time. Caught me at a great time because I was a teenager, man, heavy in the streets.
Right.
Like all kinds of doing crazy, committing crimes, everything. But this mentor, man, he came into my life at the right time. And one day we was going home from church, and he, stopped us from singing because we was singing in the back of his truck. And he asked, like, why don't y'all write y'all own songs? I never had anybody ask me that before. So it dawned on me, and I was like, I never tried that before. And so that night I went in and I wrote my very first song. I can't even remember the name of it. It's been so long.
Right.
But ever since then, man, I just been trying to do music, write music, trying to get better, trying to get an album, everything situated.
Well, I can tell you guys, I've heard his music, and we're going to play a little bit of it, for you, so that you can hear just a little bit of snippet, because he won't let me play it all, but we're going to play a little bit of it, because it's amazing. For me, when I get attracted to an artist, when an artist pulls me in, it's because they have been able to grab that emotion. Because music has to grab your emotion in some way, and then it has to take you on that journey. So you have to think of it as a train pulling up. When the train pulls up, and that guy gets out and he puts that cart down and says, "All aboard." When you find that artist that can bring you aboard and take you on a ride, it's amazing. And there's a lot of artists out there, and I like a lot of artists. But there are some that just grab you differently. And I'm telling you guys, this is the one. And I'm glad that I'm the first one to get to interview him and introduce him to the world. So I remember having a conversation with you, and you were telling me that you kind of taught yourself how to produce or put your music together. Tell us about that.
Well, like when I started trying to do music, I started telling friends that I had that, hey man, I think I want to go for this and try it. And I just so happened to have this one friend that I basically grew up with.
Right.
And he was always great at drawing and all that stuff, but he was really, really good at cracking software and jailbreaking stuff. So
that was that era too. That we jailbroke everything.
Bro,
movies.
Yeah, I mean it's back in the early 2000s. So like, it would blow my mind. Like, come over there, every movie I ever heard of, I can watch.
Right.
Like, dude, how are you doing? How are you freaking doing this? And then I would always ask, like, bro, is there a possibility that the police could come get us? Because we had these programs that cost thousands of dollars for free.
Right.
Like, for real. It was Adobe Audition 1.5. I'll never forget it. And we had a laptop that my school gave me because I was in this little program. And they gave us, like, free laptops. Refurbished. Like, people were getting rid of them.
Right.
On this last leg. So I took what I had. Like, we got that laptop and we put the program on it. And we sat and figured out everything. How to do it all. And it took a while, but man, once we got it down, I realized I could record songs from start to finish and figuring out the whole editing part.
Right.
But eventually I got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, for you, how do you feel the state of music and the direction that it's going in? How do you feel R&B? Or what journey is R&B on for you right now? Is there an artist out there today? Because I know we all have those artists from the past that, Michael Jackson was just phenomenal.
Today?
He was one of those guys that just transcended everything.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
But today, who do you have out there today that you think, man, this is somebody that I would like to either meet or... that inspires me.
On the R&B side?
On the R&B.
Wow. That's tough, man, because I don't really listen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some people, when I say that, some people get offended.
Mm-hmm.
But as an artist, as somebody who I cherish my creative moment. Like, whenever I'm in the studio, I cherish that. And so I try to avoid, like, getting that influence from anybody else.
Right.
Like, because people have their sound. Like, and when there's an artist that's very unique, that sounds like nobody, it's because they sheltered themselves.
Right.
They made sure that nobody influence could bleed in on who they was as an artist. And so that's what I pretty much do. So the people that I know are
90s, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Hamilton,
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with his music at a young age.
Yeah.
Lenny Williams, like these are the guys I used to listen to.
Okay.
Man, Usher, I listened to him when he was hot too, of course. and then of course, like Chris Brown had those little sprinklers and stuff, but he's mainly for the females. But he is
Chris Brown
he's amazing,
always
though.
reminded me of just a bad boy. Like, he took R&B and almost made it like gangster rap. You know, it was gangster R&B.
He definitely changed the game.
Yeah. He was. There's no one who compares.
They don't really talk
it's
about
only
it
a
enough.
Chris
He changed
Brown.
it.
Yeah, and it is, and that's awesome.
But yeah, to answer your question, man, I can't really give you a name.
Right.
I would have to go to Spotify or somebody and see what you got.
And I kind of feel the same way, because I feel today that a lot of artists, are taking from the past so much that they're not creating that new sound, that next sound. It's almost like the 80s to the 90s.
Yeah.
The 80s was music that was taken from the 50s and the 60s and just remade and revamped and re-put together. Yeah. And then the 90s came along and you heard a whole fresh new sound. They did do some samples, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
The 90s
For
were full
sure.
of samples. But
one thing about sampling, not to cut you off, the one thing about sampling, it's always been around, it's always going to be around.
Right.
Like, you hear these songs, and it's number one on the chart, but they sample a song 50 years ago that was number one on the chart. That's why it's number one, because now you got a whole bunch of people who love the original. They want to hear what the new one did to to kind of like see if how much of that song did they take from.
Yeah.
Yes, but a lot of these artists, that top 10, that top 50, 20 on that Billboard, a lot of them are sampled. Like, that's how they stay on the top.
So where are you getting your inspiration for your music now? Because I remember you saying that when you were younger, you got it from the situation and the current state that you were then. So where do you get your inspiration for your music now?
That's a good question. Life, honestly, though. I like to be genuine when I write. I like to pull from previous experiences, people around me experiences. Like, because when you have people that you love and care for, when something happens to them, it happens to you almost. Like, you feel that feeling. And so, like, a lot of my love songs that I wrote early on, I took from my mom's situations, like stuff she went through. I took from my oldest sister,
From what you were able to see.
Yeah, exactly.
From your
like I experienced a love story when nobody else seen them go through that pain. Like, I was the brother that came home and I knew something was off about my mom or my sister. I knew something was off, and then they would tell me, because I would go to them and ask them, like, what's up? And they'd tell me, some guy broke their heart, or somebody just ain't panning out to be who they thought they was gonna be.
And
and then they express that and they share that, and I feel it because I'm connected to them. And so I take my moments when I write and I remember these situations, and I try to write in a way that people could relate to it, because truthfully, we all have experienced some type of heartbreak.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely,
it's never gonna fade. It's never gonna go away. It's gonna always happen. You're gonna always be disappointed. We're gonna always be hurt by somebody. All that crap.
Right.
But we have to be able to see love for what it is, because love is love. You can't change that. Like, you can't substitute it. So when somebody told you they loved you, and then it turns out that it wasn't true.
It was infatuation.
Yes. It wasn't real love that you seen. You seen somebody who made it appear to be love. But as always, if it's not real, it would always break.
Yeah.
So you'll see it.
That is true.
But that's a good question,
So did you take those experiences and how it made your siblings or your mom feel? Did you incorporate that into how you raise your daughters and how you treat your wife and
Oh, absolutely.
or relationships?
Absolutely. like being the only boy.
Oh,
Like
the
I'm a mom, only son, bro. So like all my life, girls around me.
Oh, you're
Like,
right.
I got a chance to like find out how to approach women. I got a chance to find out, how to talk to them in certain situations. And so I had a cheat code. Like basically for real.
You need to write a book.
Nah, but honestly though, man, like love is real. So you just gotta make sure if you do get in a situation with somebody that you can trust that they'll be real with you 100% of the time.
That's awesome. That's
Honesty
right.
is key.
Yeah, because everybody make mistakes, man. We're all human. It's always gonna be somebody that come around that can steal your heart, bro.
Steal your heart.
They can steal it.
And
I promise you that.
And let me tell you, we run into millions of people in that. Really,
Every day.
Just look at it. If you just look at all the people that you run into every day.
Every single day.
And then there's that one. That one.
Y'all
that
lock eyes and
affects you. Yeah.
Oh my
God. And holds on to you. It's like, where did they come from? What did this? And I always tell people, never go back. Relationships, there's a million people out there in the world. But from my experience, I've had a lot of relationships. And I've never had one that was worse than the next one. In other words, I never had to go back because each time it kept getting better.
Better and better.
So better. It was always a stair step because I made it a point to try to learn from the mistakes I made in that relationship or the type of person I was choosing or the flavor of the week that, particular moment or me being Captain Save-A-Ho. Whatever the case may be, I was learning, what wasn't working. And every next relationship was going to be a twist on what didn't work before, but it was always better. It was never a moment where I was like, man, I wish I hadn't been back there. Yeah. And that's how we have to look at it. And that's what helps us move on to the next, so that you're not stuck in a rut, so that you're not stuck in a place where you can't move on.
Yeah.
Because, you know that. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to happen, but it's going to be that moment where I run into that one person out of a million that's going to lock my heart again, or that's going to take me on that journey again.
Yeah.
And so love is a beautiful thing, and love is the most powerful thing, and it hurts, and it's
fragile.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
You have to be careful
You have
with
to
it.
handle it with care.
Yes.
So many people take it for granted. And,
Yeah.
I mean, but like people like you put it in your music, and then when people like us and you guys, when you guys eventually hear it,
you guys are putting it in the business. Not to cut you
I
off.
put it. I do. I put
But
it.
that
I
is
was just about to say. I put it in my business.
That's a brand. Anytime anybody like trying to bring people together to better themselves, that's extended love.
Yes.
Yeah.
To eventually create a chain link.
And for us, making 100 CEOs is simply that. It's not about just me opening up a business. It's not about, just Erica opening up a business. It's not about anyone that you meet. It's about a collective. It's about the fact that we have to work together and bring brilliant minds together. Exactly. And when I say making 100 CEOs, think of what we can do with 100 minds working towards the same goal. And a lot of people can see chaos through that, but I see clarity through that, because when you have 100 minds working together and you're building on that, you're not missing a beat. You're not missing one thing. No one should stand up and say, I know it all, and I know everything, and we're gonna do it my way. There's a lot of bad bosses out there that take you down that road. Oh, it's my way, when they're obviously doing things the wrong way.
Yeah.
But that pride and that, that thing that gets, that I gotta be right, kind of gets in the way.
Get in the way.
And with this company, we don't want that to get in the way. And I want to bring as many people that want to be here, that want to see this thing grow along with us, including our fans, including our people that's standing waiting to taste that first bit of experience.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not coming to taste food. It's coming to taste that first bit of experience.
That's how I feel about music, though. Honestly, man, because it's something that brings people together.
Right.
Like if you like it and somebody else like that same song, it's like, yeah, y'all can vibe that moment. And then, you know, eventually y'all will share experiences.
Right. And
like that's my mission. Bring people together, extend that love, be genuine with the music.
And let me tell you something. I've heard your music. You are genuine. You are that next big artist. And it's not because
I appreciate it.
Anything other than the authenticity. What's the word that? Yeah. Tell me what the word is.
Authentic.
Yes,
realism.
Thank you.
But honestly, man, I'm not trying to be famous. None of that. Like I don't want to. Yeah, I don't have a desire to be that guy that has 300 million fans and 400 followers across all my social media.
Right.
400 million followers. I'm not trying to be that guy, to be honest, but I'm just trying to be an artist that people can relate to.
Absolutely.
That people can put that song on and be healed from that moment they were feeling before they listened to it.
Right.
Like that's my mission.
Awesome.
Because I know what music did for me during my tough times. Like whether it was Christian, you know, R&B, certain rap songs, get you hyped, you know, get you out of a low moment. Y'all know how it is. Get you ready though.
Right.
And so that's my mission though. Like that's who I am as an artist.
Gotcha. So one of the things that I've noticed in Oklahoma City is that we have a lot of young artists, a lot of young talent. And when I say young talent, I mean that it's a little undeveloped. And I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way as a sense of it's not great talent, but it's just a little undeveloped. And what I mean by that is sometimes I can go and watch, let's just say a rapper. I can go watch a rapper get on stage and do his thing. And for me, I want to be entertained. I want to see more than just your lyrics or more than just you moving back and forth on stage. I want to see you bring a team with you. I want to see you bring a dancer with you.
Yeah.
I want to see you perform and put that song that you've wrote, that you've spent time in your studio, that you've gotten from your heart, and make it an image for me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think is about to happen in Oklahoma City. I really feel like
needs to.
Our artists are about to go to that next level. And we're really about to have a lot of great talent coming out of this city.
Yeah.
And when I say I believe we can give Atlanta a run for their money, people may say, Oklahoma City is going to give Atlanta a run for their money. I feel like Atlanta has run its course. I feel like they've pulled out and they've done everything, and they've gotten corrupt, and they've done great things. They've stolen money from artists.
They've been through it.
They've been through it. Yeah. And Oklahoma City is fresh.
Oklahoma needs to be revamped for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you might be out frame though, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might need to slide in a little bit.
That's all right.
But
that's all right. As long as they hear my voice. As long as they hear my voice, we're good.
I'm gonna give you a little more room.
All right. I might come back in.
When I first moved out here, man, I immediately wanted to find a studio.
Right.
Because I was hyped. I had just graduated from LA Film in California with my music production certificate. Like year and a half, I worked my tail off out there. And I had just moved here from California. And I typed in on Google looking for a studio. Mm-hmm. I found this one studio and I drove to it. I think it was like 20, 30 minutes from my house. I drove to it and I couldn't find it. Like it was no more. I called, like, yeah, I'm not even in business no more. And then I looked around for another studio, like to try to get some music done or whatever. And there was nothing, bro. Nothing. I said, I ain't no way there's nobody here that has a studio set up to help an artist develop themselves out here.
There is one. There's one.
But this state is way too big for it to just be one.
Right. I lucked up on this studio. I I came in, and it was my first year here, and we were doing a Halloween party. So I was going to a Halloween party, and so all I knew is that we were going to a Halloween party at a studio, and I thought that was a little odd. But when I went to what was the name of that studio? Castle Row. I'm going to give Castle Row thumbs up because I had a great time. Castle Row had this, looks like 3 stories. So when you walk in, there was an office, and then you walk past a piano, and then all of a sudden there's like this. You look downstairs, and it overlooked like this big old area where people were like almost kind of like at the place that we're at now. You overlook and you just see kind of this big old dance area, stage area. So it was really neat. But then it had 2 stories of actual studio. And so I was really impressed. That was probably the first studio that I had went in Oklahoma City that I was like, wow, this is actually a professional, studio.
Yeah.
This is someplace that someone can really come and probably make really good music.
That's cool.
And so, Oklahoma has it. The city has it. And we have a guest that's coming in a couple weeks. His name is Gouda Man. And he's on the radio, and he's a talent within himself. He sounds really well. And he's managed to get himself, a step above everyone else too.
Yeah.
And so we're excited to meet him as well.
What's his name? Gouda Man?
Gouda Man.
Gouda Man.
Gouda Man.
Hey, okay, Gouda Man.
Yeah, Gouda Man. Yeah. And let me tell you, I was on my way home one night from when I heard his song. I was on my way home from my girlfriend's house, and I was just driving. And all of a sudden, this song comes on the radio, and it's repping my city. I'm repping my city. And I was like, what city he repping? I'm just thinking to myself, But then I started hearing all the things that I was familiar with in Oklahoma City. And I'm like, wait a minute. This dude is talking about Oklahoma City.
OKC.
And I mean, he put that song together. It was awesome. He had a sample in it, but it worked. It was amazing, and I looked him up. I was like, I gotta find him. I gotta find Gouda. But we're gonna have Gouda. Gouda's gonna be a guest star on our podcast. So one of the things I want to do is I want everyone to kind of meet and see the artists that we do have in this city, because you're going to be impressed. And I want you to hear some of the music that they have, and not just R&B, not just rap. We're going to show you the country stars. We're going to showcase the comedians. I want to showcase everything that you'll be able to do when you come to our social venue, because it will be there for you every night. You'll be able to have that experience. And experience is what takes us to that next level. And we want to shine on that experience just a little bit. So I am excited. It was a surprise, y'all. He didn't know that he was gonna be on the podcast. I didn't. I think I only told like one person. I think I only told you, and then I told Empress right before we started shooting, because
I saw you knew too.
She knew right before.
Wow.
And because I wanted y'all to see that it's authentic. This guy's for real. I wanted you to meet him like I met him and get a chance to, feel what I felt. Because, none of this is going to ever be staged, or, we just, we're going to bring it to you raw. We're going to bring it to you how it is, but I'm going to bring you that authenticity. I don't have the word, but I'm going to have that word next week.
I'll have a lot of fun editing this, though.
Right. You have a lot of fun editing.
I hope you was in the shot, though.
You know what? Even if I wasn't, the voice being in there would be fine.
Okay.
About to get your B-roll.
All right.
Yeah.
So, before we go, because I know it's still rolling, I do want to say, I'm never going to ask you guys. One of the things that you're going to find out about me is that I'm never going to ask you to subscribe. I'm never going to ask you for anything other than, if you've gotten this far in this video, then hit that button. See the next time. Because some people want to tell you, hey, subscribe in the beginning, subscribe, like, da da da. I'm not going to tell you all that. You already know how it works. You already know what causes our algorithm to grow. All I'm saying is if you like our content, you like listening to what we have, if you like the artists that we bring, and if you like the message that we bring, because we won't just be talking about artists, we're going to talk to everybody. If you like the message that we bring, follow us and subscribe.
Subscribe. You. Appreciate y'all.
And again, where can they find you? Where can they find you right now?
Find me on Instagram, T-CHAP 23.
Okay.
And you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, any place like that. Just type in Thomas Chapman. I kept my name original for a reason because I wanted people to see that the name Thomas Chapman is not a criminal name.
You want to change that image.
Exactly.
Change the narrative.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So that's why it's the government name on there, Thomas Chapman. Type it in, you'll see Slice Heart, my first ever single. First ever. And it seems to be one of the ones that people love the most.
It
and
is.
Far Away.
Let me tell you.
Far Away gets about 30K streams a day overseas. And I still can't believe that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Still can't believe it. But thank y'all, Korea, Germany. Oh my God. All you guys over the seas, way somewhere, wherever you are. Thank y'all for playing my music. It is very much appreciated.
Well,
America, step up your game.
That's right. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you do for us. You know, he's part of this team, and he's part of helping us grow and part of helping us bring this message to you. And we appreciate it.
We go way real far to a place we never been. Girl, I see the love you got from me and it's deep within. And I got that same fire, passion, love, I want you, girl. Just the way you look into my soul, I'm looking into yours. We go so far away from all that noise, girl. We go real far away from all that noise, girl. Charming love, I got is yours. When I touch, it's mystical. Broken heart, I wish you could. Watch you bloom again, my love. Beating heart that's filled with love. Never ever got enough. Run away with you just seems to be the perfect mission, girl. Falling stars we can watch while the angels paint the sky. Fury wind, staging roar. We can watch storms rage and die. A gift from God and somewhere far away where we can start a new life. Run away with me from all the noise, my lady, I'm your guy. We go so far away from all that noise, girl. We go real far away from all that noise, girl. We go so far away from all that noise, girl. We go real far